What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Robert Lee TV, how y'all doing? Give it a moment to let everybody know I'm going live. I had my brother Tayshawn Johnson on. I'm probably waiting till he come back in on the link. I told you at lunch tonight that we were going to be talking about this topic, and as you can see, 10 reasons why you may need to leave a relationship. Whether it came from Tayshawn shared it with me, and it came from Naya News 24, and there was an article talking about, a lot of times people ask a lot of times, when do I leave a relationship? When do I know to leave a relationship? When is a relationship worth saving, or whatever the case may be. And like I said, if he eventually comes in, let me see, I think he's still here. I'm gonna add him back to the stream. If he's there, Tayshawn, you there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And before we go any further, this is my brother Tayshawn Jameson. Tayshawn, this is the brother. You flesh crawl. Fear. Is it? Go ahead and introduce yourself, bro. I don't even want to mess your stuff up. This brother here is a director. His genre is horror. He has several movies out. This brother does it all. So Tayshawn, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Appreciate that, Robert Lee. What's going on, everybody? It's Tayshawn the One. No, I get a kick every time I hear Robert Lee say Tayshawn. I'm like, who's he talking to? but yeah, I do quite a bit. I got my hands in a lot of different things, so I don't want to bore everybody with all the schematics of what I do. But I'm definitely into this topic. It was something I saw on another friend of mine's page, and it's something that I've heard you discuss. Like some of the points that they hit it on, I heard you discuss. I heard myself discuss. And I was like, hey, we was gonna get around this anyway. But I like the way they put it. They broke it down, and a lot of the things, like I said, that we touched on before, they hit right on it. And so that's why I brought this up, because it kind of did a cheat sheet for us, because they already had the stuff that we discussed before,
right,
broken down into the things that why a relationship is not good and why a relationship is good, and different things of that nature.
Yeah, and like I said, I was sharing the article and stuff like that, because a lot of times we have these, like I said, we both doing on our lives on different platforms. We'll be on different panels. Sometimes we just talk, like I said, we talk about ourselves. And a lot of times, a lot of people, I said, well, man, some of these topics, everybody's still going through 30, 40, 50 years old. We still dealing with these problems. But tonight, what we're going to do, me and my brother, what we're going to do, we're going to take each one of the questions and we're going to give our opinions on it. It's a total of 10 of them. So a lot of times, if you're on my stream, if you're up here on my Facebook page, I got the comments open, so I can see any comments that you got. If you have any questions, I'm also broadcasting from my YouTube page. Like I said, I'm like, getting like my brother Dale One, my brother here, and others trying to build up my YouTube page also. So they kind of talked me into it. They got they way past me. I probably got 25 subscribers.
Yeah, but man, you got to get into that 30K, man. You got to get into that 30K.
It's beautiful lifestyle. I'm just starting out. You know what I'm saying? I'm just decided to do. I think I got maybe 4 videos. You know what I'm saying? But I got on Facebook. But that's
got to start somewhere.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I'm getting started here on this one. But like I said, tonight, this is what we're going to talk about tonight. And some people do need these. And sometimes, like I said, we need to be very blunt behind it, because a lot of us, man, we still in that dark. And a lot of times we really don't want to let go of certain things. But we're going to give each one of the questions, we're going to give our perspective on it. And why you need to just pay attention to it, because a lot of us, we waste a lot of times in relationships that are not beneficial. You know what I'm saying? We waste a whole lot of time. We waste a whole lot of tears, a lot of energy on things that ain't worth anything. So, like I said, it came from Naya News 24. The writer or the author of it is Alex Miles. It was done November 12th, 2021. And the first it starts like bad relationships will not only make your life harder, but constant fights can also lead to severe depression. Being the only one putting forth an effort into a relationship can be exhausting and tiring, especially when you don't know where the two of you are headed. If it feels as if your relationship is going in circles, it is best to calmly think about whether it is worth saving. A lot of times that's true. We can you save a relationship? You can, but you can't be the only person in the relationship trying to save it. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. You can't, in other words, I'm trying to fight for a relationship. Well, a boxer, when you're in the boxing ring, you got to have two fighters. You can shadow box, you can box your shadow, but it ain't really doing that. So if you're trying to fight for something, it takes two people. So a lot of times, we got to make that decision along the way. Is this relationship worth fighting for? And the 10 questions or the 10 things that they say may make you understand that, hey, I might need to leave this alone. It'll help you out. Like my brother was saying, it's already laid out there for us. So we really don't have to make anything up. The first question is, I'm gonna get to it here. The very first question is
when your partner starts avoiding spending time with you.
Okay, go ahead. Go on, brother. Go ahead.
That right there is probably one of the strongest indicators to that the relationship is pretty much in a bad direction. For those of you that may not understand what that means, like, oh, your partner avoids spending time. Well, one of the most strongest ways of that is you noticing they're not usually hitting you up, the calling. They ain't calling you as much. Like, this ain't going on, that not going on. Like, a lot of stuff is not including you. And this is something that usually, I'm gonna tell you this here. A lot of times, the younger generation are feel this tend a lot more because they seem to be so disconnected. And I counsel a lot of different youths and from older to younger, and I noticed that the younger folks tend to go through this a lot, to where when they're caught up, we call it caught up in the life. When they're caught up in the life, it tends to really sidetrack them. So if you are not a point of interest anymore, it's going to show. It's going to be seen that, oh, you ain't. The reason why I say it's different from older and younger, because older folks were more conscious of, hey, where you at? Where you at? Like, you gonna become aware that something's missing, because it's kind of the norm. But with young folks, it ain't really like that. That shiny new toy, woo, gone. They gone there, shiny new toy, and they don't even notice that you're missing. And then, like I said, they're going through the life. They're running through it, and I see this a lot with a lot of the younger folks that I've mentored and counseled. They have these issues, like, man, she ain't talking to me. She talking to her friend, her mom, her girl, blah, 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 blah. And you start hearing about them, like, they're going out, they drinking with others, they doing this, they doing that, and there's less and less of you. Oh, that's a sign. That's a clear sign that, yeah, it's closing. I mean, it's closing because of the circumstances. And necessarily, it really, I'm gonna be 100. Like I told this young female, I told her that I was counseling. I said, hey, look, it ain't really you. it's just that other things got that person's attention. And does that value relationship? No. This is it's showing something without you. Now, I'll tell you this: they gonna miss you once other things finally get tired of them or wear thin on them. Say, for instance, if they out doing drugs or whatever with others and involving themselves in other activities. Once their activity then ran its course and probably damaged their lifestyle at that current moment, then they might turn back to you. Hey, what you doing? Oh, I'm so sorry about it. And they gonna repent about it. They sorry about it. Yeah. I was this. But then again, I'm gonna be 100 with y'all. It's best to just move on from that point, because now you finna now take on a lot of baggage from that, and you finna go through some more stuff, because now they've adopted some bad habits that's gonna literally sink over into your relationship that you're trying to rekindle a flame with, and now you're finna go through some stuff in your life that you pretty much don't want to go through. So that's one of my aspects and touches on it. Robert Lee, what you got to say?
Well, like I said, just like I said, if you're not a priority to me, okay, that's letting me know. A lot of times that's what people, if you're not spending time with me, because no one is that busy. We all got our things we doing, other streams of income, other jobs, we got whatever. But we always, if a man or a woman wants you, they're gonna block out time for you. And not a 15-minute conversation, not a 30 minutes of time, because again, no one is that busy.
Not if you ain't the shiny new toy.
Yeah, well, like you said, now when you talk about the youth, like I told my son, when you young cats, you young girls, y'all gotta understand, when y'all in the mall and y'all out on the town, every corner you turn, you're gonna see something that you like. You're gonna see some cute young man, you're gonna see some cute young girl, and you're gonna be trying to holler at everything. So a lot of times when you start talking about that, and especially if youthful, when you get into that 20, you get into that maybe that 24, that 25 years of age, you gotta, like you said, you gotta start paying attention to that, because a lot of times it's not you. A lot of times you ladies, a lot of times y'all thinking, well, maybe I'm not sexing enough, maybe I'm not doing this enough. No, just like my brother said, sometimes it's not you. It's the activity that's out there. They living it. They running through it. Every little cute girl that they see, they trying to holler. They trying to go over there and see her. They trying to cut, they trying to get a sample of that from the buffet table. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times, but like I said, my point is, anytime somebody wants to spend time with you, they're gonna block out time for you. And like I said, there ain't gonna be no text or just some conversation on the phone. I don't care if a brother owns a business. I don't care if he's working a 9 to 5 or whatever. He's gonna block out time for you. Same with a woman, regardless if she owns a business or whatever the case may be, whatever she doing. If she wants to spend time with you, brother, she's gonna let you know, I need your time. I need to spend time with you.
That's right.
And a lot of times we got to understand. Another thing I want to add on to this one. We don't need another thing. Be careful of men and women. Don't be placeholders, because even though you got some people out there that's got their thing going on, be careful not to be a placeholder. Be careful that, look, I'm just there for the physical. You know what I'm saying? Be careful that's not, because like I said, if you're not the priority, you just a placeholder. You just there for the meantime, something for me to enjoy, and like my brother said, until the new toy come along. And a lot of times, ladies, y'all get traded in like a car. You the 2021. I'm finna go out here for this 2022. You was just holding the space down until the 22s came out. Now that the 22s come out, I'm finna trade you in for the next model that's coming in. So you got to be a little careful of that.
So to add to it, there's the to go ahead and finish off the number one the number one on there on this list, the 10 signs that a relationship is not worth saving anymore. Number one says your partner avoids spending time with you, which we went over parts of that. If your partner never seems to find enough time for you, but is always ready to spend time with others, this is a sign that they don't find you interesting anymore. Yeah. When you really want to be with someone, you find time for them. There is no other way around it. There isn't. Period.
Yeah, that's true. And like you said, if the fellas are more important to me, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, we just did Wild Card Weekend, and we're gonna go on to number 2. And I just bagged my brother up. Look, I can go watch the game. I can go there with the fellas, but once I get through, I'm gonna give the brothers dap, and I'm finna go get with Gail. But a lot of times, ladies, and brothers, the same with you. Y'all just gotta understand, if you're a priority, people will make you one. When you're not a priority, hey, they don't make no time for you. They don't want to deal with you at all.
Now, also to put some things in perspective. So some people won't get it twisted now, because there are very needy individuals when it comes to relationships. Yeah. So for those for those of you who are very needy, understand that you are a special case. Now, if you listen to the question, to parts of the statement that was made, time that people make time for you. So don't get it twisted with why he going to go see his friends. He's going to go see his friends. He probably spend a good hour or two with them, and then, but long as you are put somewhere in their schedule. Now, the real stretch of what we're saying is, if this person seems to not be calling like they used to be, and they didn't win a good 2 or 3 days without seeing you, okay, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Okay, yeah. It's now, right. Yeah, there's some things going on that you're not the top priority anymore, and you're not of interest anymore. Something else is clearly more interesting. Now, it's also up for you and that individual to explain what's going on, because sometimes they might tell you, "Oh, I'm working. I got work, and I'm working this grueling schedule." Okay, if that is true, sometimes it's a lie, it's a cop out, but sometimes it's true. Sometimes they work in Kellogg's or some shit. You know what I'm saying? So for those who don't know those references, I mean, Kellogg's has a very grueling schedule. For some employees, used to be known notoriously for having a grueling schedule. Right. So that's what, if it's that. But a lot of times, I'm gonna go back to the younger section. With younger folks, it just happens. They're barely making time for you. And a lot of times, especially with young women, with the younger women, what happens, and sometimes this takes place within the women in their 30s and going into their 30s on. When family and friends are usually the thing that takes a lot of women out of the game. When other women, especially like ladies, understand this. The hate is real out here. You may love your cousins, your aunties, and all them, but I'm gonna tell you like this here: the aunties, cousins, and all them, they hate, and it's not a hate like they're intentionally doing it when they want to show how ugly they are. It's like an impulse. Like sometimes some people they want to see, they like the misery stories. They like the stories that when you're being dragged through the mud. Mm-hmm. They don't like to hear you doing good, because what's the tea? The tea was getting the tea is when when you going through hard-headed ass Ronnie giving you problems, girl. You like hearing it, but when you talking about this other cat, I don't want to see you happy with that person. Like, and them stories are boring. I want to, it's subconsciously right. That happens to a lot of women. I've noticed this happens to a lot of women. It's just your circle, especially your female inner circle, often always goes against the person that you're happy that literally, because usually, and it always happens to the guys that are more suitable for the woman, as far as they're not abusive, they're not asshole towards her, they're including her in things. But then again, most females and people, they always saying, Robert, misery loves company. Mm-hmm. A lot of women like the drama stories, Right. And look at the reality shows right now. Reality shows, which is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life, but reality shows show women going through the most and doing the most. I mean, mm-hmm. if you don't believe it's ridiculous, look at some of these reality shows. Whenever, Robert Lee, if me and you had an issue with each other, I mean, I don't rock with you. You don't rock with me. You ain't have no t-shirt. You don't have nothing to do with me. But I'm finna tell you, hey man, meet me at this fancy restaurant, and we're gonna have drinks, knowing damn well we don't like each other. Right. We're gonna go sit at a public place, a fancy location, and meet up to have drinks, knowing that we got bad blood. But a reality show will show you that, hey, you guys should get dressed up, go to a fancy restaurant, and have drinks and talk about your differences. What? That's
what I'm saying. And the thing that I would add on to that is we have to be, and like I told people, a lot of times reality TV has messed up a lot of people. We're gonna go
facts. That's what I was getting to.
And this is what I'm saying. Why it's just like teaching, like he said, he was talking to the sisters, but it's the truth. If you've been with this sister, every time you turn around, she disrespects you. She done something wrong to you. She done said something to you, but y'all still dealing with each other. You still going to events and people trying to. If y'all don't mess with each other, why are you still in this group? So in other words, what it is teaching you is to be that toxic individual, not to be, like he said, no one wants to hear that you're doing well. No one wants to hear that, you know, hey, look, what y'all do today? Well, we just went out to eat and went to a park. They're gonna start getting away from you because you know what? You're not talking about me cussing you out. You're not talking about me mistreating you. That's nothing interesting behind it. If you got, believe it or not, in this society today, being tea and drama and mess is the end thing. If you pretty much got a decent relationship, decent marriage, whether male or female, but we just like my brother, he brought up ladies. Ladies, if you got a decent relationship, baby, some people are gonna come in and try to cause drama. Some people come in and actually, you know, they'll bring a bone. You know, I saw so and so at the mall, and I saw him talking. They don't know what's going on. That he was talking to this female. I saw him here, just to throw that out. And a lot of times, ladies, you know where your man is. You got to start paying attention to that. When these ladies start bringing you bones and talking about they saw your man here or they heard your man over there, they trying to bring a bone. They trying to see what's going on because, again, like you said, some people are needed. And they don't want their man missing or they don't give their man any space. But a lot of times they, let me see what kind of drama I can start. You know what I'm saying? I agree with Tay on that. Number two, the second question, let me get to it right here real quick. You feel like a totally different person than you were before. In other words, man, it's like this here. You doing a whole lot of changing. You're not the same person that you used to be. You're doing a whole lot of bending. You're doing a whole lot of swaying. You're doing a whole lot of compromising. You ain't able to be the person that you were when you met this person. You know what I'm saying? You doing all of this changing. You doing all this flipping and turning and this, that, another. A lot of times, man, when you in a relationship and you can't be you as an individual, like I said that today on my live, you know, you and I've used the physical, but like I said again, you know, if you were able to dress this way, this is how you like to dress, this is the way you wear your hair, but all of a sudden now he doesn't like this hairstyle, he doesn't like this, he doesn't like that. You're doing a whole lot of changing, but you don't feel good about you. You need to check yourself because you're doing too much bending. You're doing too much compromising. You don't have any boundaries, you know, a lot of times. And when you don't feel like yourself, you don't have any boundaries because what you're trying to do is whatever going to make that woman happy, whatever going to make that man happy, I'm going to do. But I'm not really into that. I don't really want to do that. But I'm doing whatever it takes to keep this relationship going. Whatever it takes to keep the man in my life, whatever it takes to keep this woman in my life. But you changing as a guy, you're not like my brother here, Sean. You know, it's just the truth. You know, all of a sudden he's not writing his movies anymore. He's not doing the scripts anymore because he has a person over here talking about, well, I want time, I want this, I want that. All of a sudden his writing does stop. The production of the movies and stuff like that done panned off. His other streams of income, he kind of lacking on that. He's not really paying attention. In other words, he's doing all this bending. He's no longer the brother that we knew. And he knows and he don't feel good about it. So if you doing a whole lot of changing and you no longer you might need to look at the relationship you in. Go ahead, Sean. What's up, brother? What you got to say?
I 100% agree with you on that one. But going back into the topic at hand with the person feeling totally different, you know, and because some people may get that misconstrued, like, well, you feel like a totally different person than you were before. And this is more towards the person that is being the one that's, I would say, putting the closure to the relationship.
Right.
Your feelings done changed. You know, I'm not really into the person. That's because, you know, and a lot of times I remember I was counseling this youngster. Well, I won't say youngster. This was a college student, and she wanted to get out of. It wasn't what she wanted to get out. She said that she felt different. She don't feel the same anymore. Now I ain't gonna lie, the boyfriend that she had was possibly one of was a good gentleman. Good. was good. Very good guy, understandable. But she started feeling different about him. She said she wasn't feeling the same, and she wanted stuff different. But some very heavy advice on her. I said, look, baby girl. I didn't call her baby girl, but I said, look, I get it. You're seeing different stuff. You're doing different stuff. But let me tell you something. Don't get in your own way. Don't do that. Because you're going through the life right now. Everything, it's like the excuse you're going to, I don't got my mind made up. But hold yourself for a second. Look at what's going good for you. Because I said, I'm not gonna lie to you. I ain't much. Because I think at the time I was like 25. I said, I'm real with you, baby. I still almost did it all. But I do listen to my elders, and I watch, I observe. And it's not just listening. I observe. One thing that I've observed is that ain't a lot of shit out of here, but negative shit. So you overlooking old boy. I'm not gonna put the guy's name out there, but I'm saying, baby girl, you overlooking old boy. Just because you think you see other stuff going on, I said, you ain't gonna run into very much. The thing that I directed her towards, I asked her what was her career path. Her career path was phlebotomy. And I said, okay. I said, look, do you ever do on the career job? And she said, yeah, we go up there to the such center. I said, cool. I said, when you go there, pick the brains of the. Matter of fact, pick the brains of the women that are not the same ethnicity of you. She was black. I said, watch them. I said, you're gonna notice something that all of them got in common. I said, but when you notice it on our next session, and Robert, it was there. She came. She said, I saw it. I know what you're talking about. I said, what am I talking about? She said, half those girls are either married or they got a fiance. They finna get married.
Right.
I said, bravo. I said, how old are they? She said, one of the girls is younger than me. I said, one of them younger than me. I said, but notice, I said, what was the ethnicity of these women? She said, white. She said, majority of them was white. And she said, Asian. And she said, a few Filipinos. I said, I said, exactly. I said, that's usually, well, even though Filipino will be known as Asian as well, but I'll be going. I think I know where she was leading when she told me that. But it's just that those women have a career path already laid out. They know, or as their parents teach them, they know what's expected, and they trying to have things set. A lot of women from urban societies, communities, they welcome. I mean, it's kind of we prone to problems and issues.
Right.
And not saying that these women that the career path, they're not living an exciting life. You look at their life, they doing a lot of exciting things. They do. You see pictures of them on ski trips, this trip. Like it's just that a lot of times in our family, they don't push us towards the better. Right. And I told this young woman, I said, look, I'm not telling you what to do, but I recommend you rethink what you're doing to this. I said, if he's not bad for you, if he has not put his hands on you, he's not done anything, that disrespects you. I said, I think that you need to really, if he's workable, keep him. But show him love and affection. Reassess yourself, monitor yourself, because at that age we tend to throw away things real fast. Right. Because like I said, it goes back to the new shiny toy. Because like I said, the thing about the life is that your family and friends, I'm not trying to paint family and friends off as evil, but they do things out of spite to stop you from shining. And you don't want to vilify them, but you do have to recognize what life is. And a lot of times, a lot of women, they don't want to see you shining. They like your miserable stories. They don't want you to be with the guy that literally like, oh, y'all doing it. Okay, girl. Okay. They don't want that. They want you to. They want to hear your sob ass story. They want to hear your nigga ain't shit stories. They want to hear that. They want to hear this bitch drug you. They want those stories because those are enticing. That's what reality shows show them. So when you're changing up, monitor yourself. Always notice that, because I had an issue once before, where I started noticing that I was changing up. But sometimes change can be good, but a lot of times for us, change can be very bad. So I had to monitor myself, like, whoa, so what am I doing here? So, whoa, okay. And I slowed the fuck down and realized that, okay, and I had to admire what was around me. Pay attention, because I lost a good woman once before because I wasn't paying attention. And I was basically, I was not appreciating what I had. Now, we didn't get into, me and this young woman went in a deep relationship, but she's definitely somebody that I regret that, like, oh man, like, but but she moved away. But I learned my lesson that, okay, I could have actually had a good relationship with this woman because she was right. And I learned my lesson now, because when I look around, I see that it ain't that many. Like, this girl, she had her mind made up. Well, I won't say made up, but she knew that she wanted better. And I was so caught up in the life that I was overlooking her. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna lie, I look at her now, man. That girl looking good. She doing good. We dapped it up when we came back in town. And blah blah blah. I think I was in her town. Matter of fact. And we dapped it up, like, yeah, beautiful kids, husband, everything going on, great. You know what I'm saying? I said, yeah, but I was like, man, you know what? I ain't fuck it up, but I missed out on something that possibly could have been good. But I caught myself. Now to finish the story out, I caught myself, because when I start noticing I was changing up on her, when I started evaluating what I was doing. And I think I did it too. I wasn't fast enough, basically saying. I wasn't fast enough, but in the process, she moved on about her way. But I corrected my flaws and said, you know what? I'm not gonna be like this. I'm not gonna do that. Especially when a real one, they call them, when a real one come in your presence. Please, people, please don't fuck up a good one. When you get a good one, because I'm gonna tell you like this here, and I'm not old yet, but I'm gonna tell y'all like this here. I've been around to know, when a real one come around you, I don't give a fuck what old girl, what the other girl pussy feel like, what this feel like. I don't give a fuck what old boy, how the digging down or what like that. I'm telling you, that shit, your body gonna change up. That shit gonna get played out. You gonna want something that's built to last. Sex changes up. I don't give a fuck how good. I don't give a fuck how good old girl sucking your dick. I don't give a fuck how good old boy eating your pussy. Whatever, however it's going. Flip side, however it goes, your body gonna change. And you be like, okay, dick, he's not ain't that spectacular no more. Okay, well, see, you need something to keep you more stable. You need stability now. You need mental stability, and you need physical, financial. All of that's gonna play a major part, because other than that, the only thing you got left to depend on is drugs, and drugs is a part of the changing up part. When you noticing that you're drinking more, or you're doing this and doing that, it's a gateway. It's a real deal gateway. You're going into a path of destruction, and that's my input on you changing up.
Yeah, one of my comments, one of my loves, she came in on the thing. She was asking what we're talking about tonight. That's Princess Washington. I don't know if you can see it on the comments. And what we talk about tonight, Princess, is 10 signs that a relationship is not worth saving anymore. And that we just giving our perspective on this article, and it give us 10 things to let people know that, hey, look, you might be ready to leave that relationship. There's no more need for a conversation. And the first question was, your partner is avoiding spending time with you. We just discussed question number 2. You feel like a totally different person than you were before. And what the author said on this one was, when you truly love someone, you accept them as they are. Wanting to change the person you are dating or their habits is not a healthy sign. You shouldn't have to give up your hobbies or interests, or feel guilty about doing something your partner simply disapproves of for no reason. If you were happier and more free before and feel too caged in your relationship, you should probably leave it. In other words, hey, look, if you feel like you are suppressing you feel like you're locked in, and this is you don't like this feeling, you might need to get out that relationship because a lot of times when that happens, there's a lot of control. Like I told you, you doing a lot of compromising, you doing a lot of bending, you doing a lot of swaying to maintain a relationship, but it doesn't make you happy. The third one is number 3.
Also, to add to that, you know, because they was talking about when you're wanting to change someone, you know, and that's something because that's another because each side really depicts each parts of this statement depicts a certain person. Also, let me give a note out there. Oh, shout out to my girl Selena. Hey, Selena. Hey, baby. How you doing?
Yeah. Welcome to the show.
When you're trying to change someone, you know, and that's something that I had to, for myself, I had to make sure that I wasn't going to do and try not to do. But now changing because sometimes some people say, well, what if they're changing for the better? What if they're doing something wrong? Be honest with you, just like how I do. I'm not going to try to change you. But what I'm going to do is if I see you going a direction, I'm going to lay out some things. I'm going to plan some things out. Say, hey, look, you know, this. If you're not smart enough to catch on, then what we always say, I'm gonna let a hoe be a hoe and let the person really go, let them go. I'm gonna show you better. I'm like, hey, look, we can do this, we can do that. But a lot of times, and I've learned from trying to control someone I've watched people try to control individuals and make them change. Like it never really ends well, you know. And me, I'm accepting to somebody trying to change me for the better. I'm accepting. I'm very accepting of this.
It's just like, you know, when you force something, if you got to force somebody to do something, you got to force them. Most people fight back. You know what I'm saying? That's not them. You know, you trying to make them be something that they're not. You trying to, it's called, and on the other end, you're trying to control the situation. Because a lot of us, we don't want to be in the relate. We, if I got control of this, I can control how much love goes out, how much pain comes in, you know, those type of things. So we try to control the person, change the person, mold the person. That is the problem with it. Let me read a comment right here. Princess said, I think that if someone is really interested in a person, they would change on their own. Different people bring in different results in other people.
Princess, right. You know Princess, I was just about to tread into that area. I was about to say, Princess, you are. Thank you, girl. You about as beautiful as your name. I was just about to say that because the thing I was gonna stretch to is that an example for me. When with me, like with the beautiful woman that I'm with now, you know what I'm saying? I look for things in her to help me to make me want to change, to make me want to do better. That's me changing. You know, that's me getting my shit together. That's me like, okay, striving for more. Just like with my beautiful woman, she helps me want more out of my future. You know, even if she you know she doesn't, you know, that doesn't fizzle out. At least she's showing me that I can obtain those things. I can catch these feelings. So even if she's not the one I'm gonna be with, I know that all right, I can have those feelings and I know that I can go into the right direction. I can push for more because somebody out there is going to be very appreciative of having me, and then they're going to know that I literally can conform and arise to the occasion. Go ahead, brother.
Celine said, "I see it as if you feel like you have to do those things to let them go." You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to put. She said, "I see it as if you feel like you have to do." Well, yeah, that's true. That's what I'm saying. If you got to flip and turn, if you got to you got to reduce you have to be quiet. You don't have to have an opinion.
That's fucked up.
No, because you know I can't speak. I can't have an opinion. Whether it's a man, you know, whether or not you know, I might say something to my love or something. Hey, baby, look, you need to do this, and you get in your feelings. And this, that, and another. Well, that's me. That's what I do. I mean, I speak. I mean, I only, you know, I give advice if it's asked for, but a lot of times in a relationship, I'm speaking from a man. When I see my woman going in a direction that I can see it. That's what we are here for. Go ahead, brother.
I was about to say it, and that's it. I think there's a big difference with the two. There's a real big difference with the two. A lot of
Yeah.
people don't understand that. It's a difference from trying to make somebody do what you want them to do and control it. So there's a big difference from controlling and hitting advice. Cause like my baby, she can attest to me. You know, I always come to her I always come to her asking for her advice on something, or I always include her on different things because we together. You know what I'm saying? And I will hope she have the best interest. But with her, I'm not telling baby you do this. I would like, baby, you want to try to do that? Or I would throw things out there like, oh, I'll give you advice.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Or if I'm looking out to give advice, but that's something that I think for couples, if you're gonna do that, that's the way you need to approach it. Do not try to control individuals, because I see them. A lot of guys, when a lot of guys and girls, because women do it too. Whether it be women with women and all that type, women with women often have a lot of control issues where there's a needy pool and then there's a control part to it as well. But I guess that's a part. It's a part of the realm of another discussion, but it's a part of relationships. But there are a lot of guys that want a woman to be submissive and do what the fuck they say. A lot of different ethnicities have customs like that. So there are extensive problems in that realm. So yeah, I agree with Selena, you know, on that. But if now the individual's trying to, you know, if they just drop advice like I do with my baby, you know, so dropping advice like, hey baby, but advice is cool, people, but when you're trying to really just control that person and no, don't do that, then I think it's a major issue.
Right. And that goes into number 3, like you said, you are no longer each other's go-to person. In other words, man, that's what I'm saying. That when we get in, when people ask, well, can you emotionally cheat? In other words, put it like this here, things that really are bothering me, things that are hurting me, or something that I got on me, I don't talk to my gal about it. I go over here and I use one of my loves, like Princess is over here. I go and talk to Princess instead of talk to my woman over here. Now I'm still with my woman. I'm still in the relationship. I'm still over there. But for whatever reason, my woman has made me feel like I can't break down. I can't be honest again. So I come over here and talk to Princess. And a lot of times when you feel the way, either way, either the man or the woman, just like I said, when you start getting to the place, those other men and other women becoming your sounding board, when those individuals are the ones you go to for that advice, your man or your woman is just there for a physical need and a physical need and maybe a sexual need or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But you got other men and other women over here when you want to talk about your vision, when you want to talk about where you're going, or hey man, I'm in a depressed mood, I feel this way. You over here talking to a man, you over here talking to another woman. Over here, that they are not the go-to person. So now you need to ask yourself, well, why is it like that? Does this person respect how I feel? Do they listen? Because a lot of times, man, a lot of us, it goes back to the control situation. You're trying to control me. You're not paying attention to what I'm saying. You're trying to change me. You're trying to tell me my thinking is off. We all got opinions. A lot of times, ladies say, oh, that's a dumb, you stupid. That's silly. What you think? Some men say, wait, that's ignorant. That's little boy shit. You a grown man now. You feeling a certain way as a grown man. That's little boy shit. So when that start happening in a relationship and you find yourself gravitating, doesn't mean you finna have a full-blown affair. It can happen that way, but it's now you taking your emotions out of your relationship and you going over here to somebody else to be that sounding board. Your relationship has problems. Go ahead, brother.
And at that point, you know, the first thing I've advised others. I've talked to my brother about this. I think he's tuned in now. But I was talking to my brother about this. You know, please, ladies and fellas, if you're listening, try to search for that person that you can confide in, talk with, communicate with. The communication, build that first. Try to build that first with your lover. A lot of you all are too young. You feel like I'm not that open right now, because within the younger generation, that's a big disconnect. Communication in the generation after me, there's a big disconnect with communication. Like a lot of stuff get thrown out of context. They don't really talk. But I think our generation is the last generation to talk. I think your generation, Robert Lee, y'all were all about conversation, Roots Nation. My generation was just leaving out on.
Not interrupt you, but like I said, as me and my dad told you, got to have a mouthpiece. You got to be able to talk. You see what I'm saying?
But in a comedy retrospect of it, now it's all out of place. You gotta be able to text. So there's a major gap and it's very dysfunctional gap as well when it comes to communication. And that's why a lot of relationships right now are like, it's instant. Everything is instant, fast, and people are fucking over people. That's why people are super fast, depressed. Things going on because they can't grasp the concept of things. Things are being cut off real fast. Like all of that stuff adds to depression. So ladies, if ladies and men, I'm sorry, fellas, really fellas, I want to target on this one. But to my homies that's listening, if you can talk, if your woman, because guys got a habit of running to their niggas and talking to their niggas or bros or what like that. My thing is, if your woman is able to hold a conversation and soothe you and you can confide in them, please keep it there. Ladies, if you got a man that's intellectual enough, smart enough, don't think that he's superior than you just because he's talking like, he makes me feel stupid. Because I had a woman tell me that she's like, I feel intimidated by you, and I took that with a grain of salt. I'm like, okay, well, just pick my brain, what I'm saying? Because that's what I did when I got with a woman that was more. I feel she was more knowledgeable than me. Okay, I picked the brain. I didn't take. Don't look at that as a disadvantage, people. Some of the people that are coming in your lives, if you feel like they're better at something, take advantage. Like, okay, cool. Oh, you know more. You know more about cars. Okay, I'm gonna pick your brain. Don't be like, oh, so much about car. I'll look stupid trying to talk. No, this is good. This is real good. If it can get you better, that's what I'm talking about. But ultimately, overall, if this relationship can make you better, right? Not one in doubt. Not because you're used to fucked up shit. Not because you want. No, if it can get you better, that's perfect for you. That's something that you need.
Talk about in relationships, we talk about growth, and that's what a relationship does. That communication. It's not that I'm changing you. It's not that I'm telling you what to do. But I may have some information. I may know something about something that you don't know.
Robert, please read what Princess just said. I love what Princess just said.
Get into her comment. She said, people listen to respond instead of listening to comprehend or to understand, which is why people in relationships choose to talk outside people, because outsiders listen to help them.
Say that again, man. People listen to respond instead of, man, say it again.
That's what she said. I mean, you sitting back, what my love Princess is saying, you sitting back, you ready to slap. You ain't paying none attention to what she's saying. You just ready to clap back. You ready to say something. Because a lot of times you go in defensive mode. Sometimes a lot of us, man, we get in our feelings. We hear our woman talking. We hear our man talking. We think it's an attack on us. It's something messed up with me. It's something, she got a problem with me. It ain't got nothing to do with you. He got a problem with me. It ain't got nothing to, you know what I'm saying? As your man, he ain't got no problem with you. A lot of time, learn to listen to what people tell you. And sometimes when you learn to listen, to comprehend, some people are telling you what they need. We hear the term, tell a person how to love you. Listen to what they're saying and follow those directions. Sometimes a conversation can lead you somewhere. Sometimes your woman, she may be talking in a roundabout way. It could be concerned, but don't take it as a personal attack. She also said, Tasha, I hate that phrase, I'm intimidated by you. That's stupid. I have had guys that said it to me. A lot of times when people say that they are intimidated by you, to be honest with you, here's number one. They're not intimidated. What it really is, they feel like, wait a minute, what can I really say to this woman? I can't run game. I can't control this. I can't control the situation because here it is as like Princess. Okay, you got your thing, you got your streaming incomes, you got your business going on. You ain't lacking. You got the toe. You getting your toes painted. You getting your hands done. You got the
hair done, nails done, everything did.
Everything going on. So wait a minute. I can't come in and you don't have low self-esteem. So I ain't got to come in and start dropping off. But damn, I can't buy ass. I can't do that. She understands business. She got things going on in her life where I can't come in like I really got something going on. What it is when people say I'm intimidated by you, what it is, I can't control you. In other words, I know, like I tell people sometimes, one of the most dangerous things in a relationship is a thinking man and a thinking woman. A lot of people don't understand that. When a person knows that you a thinker, you use your head, that bothers them because they, like I said again, keeping it just how me and my brother do, keeping it a little street in here. You can't run game. It's no need of doing that.
No.
Be honest, or you have to be up. You have to let me know what's going on. You just come out and tell me you're gonna be honest with. But we ain't got time to run game because to be honest with you. If it's something, if you sound like Charlie Brown's teacher, I'm not paying you anything. You're not talking about nothing. You're trying to control the situation. You know what I'm saying? Let me read that. Let me get you because, like I said, we're going into our first hour. And what the author was saying on the third question was communication, like Prince, my love Princess said, communication is the key. Lasting relationships, and if you find it difficult to open up to your partner, share your secrets with them, rather talk to someone other than your partner, something might be wrong. And me and my brother Sean, we let you know it could be something wrong there. So a lot of times we got to understand, pay attention. That's what emotional cheating is. When you're taking your emotions to somebody else. You're not cheating. You ain't in a affair or whatever, but you taking the real you and you going over here to somebody you trust. Over here, you giving this man and this woman a representative. This is not the real you over here. I'm putting on the front. I'm putting on whatever because I'm trying to keep the physical. I'm trying to keep the presence of and this, that, another. So I'm really not here. I'm more over here because see, my emotions are me. What I really feel about me, what I really feel about life, that's the real me. What I'm doing over here is flogging in front. Hey, Ross, and that's one of my old classmates, right? Hey, Ross and Jack, thank you for tuning in, baby. On the Tayshawn, you got anything else to say on that?
No, I'm gonna go ahead and go into four. Most of your conversations turned into fights. I'm gonna tell you like this here. With me and my baby, we don't get the fights. We ain't gotta worry about that. It's like our recent conversation. Me and her, we talking about when we came up with a very awesome plan. I ran it by a few others, and we came up with a plan. I become wealthy plan for this year, and we came up with something so masterful, man. It's awesome, and that's where our conversations lead to things that is gonna make me and her better. We understand that we got other things pulling us this and that way. But the one thing that we're going to do is come back around to each other. For me, as long as I got that kind of woman that's ready to get better, that's ready to be better and do better, are we good? Let's keep moving on up because I'm not satisfied with where I am right now. My thing is I got a lot of work that needs to be done. Mm-hmm. And if everything that we talking about, we have all types of conversations, you know what I'm saying? But me and my lady, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I pretty much I don't argue. I'm not an arguing type person. I'm not fighting and arguing. I don't put my hands. I'm not trying to beat no woman side the head. I don't do all that stuff. I ain't never had to do that, and I don't engage in conversations like that. My thing is solutions and working it out. I know it may say, oh, it's shit. Damn, with T-Shawn, it's sugar bloomers and it's I'm just not that type of
disagreements. Ain't no one's not saying.
I've had disagreements, but the disagreements are not to the point where they get disrespectful, and there's some me on some more shit. Like I don't get into all that. Like I'm good. Now if we want to act and just get each other riled up, you know what I'm saying, just to get things spicy, and I know how to act. I know how to get into a mode. We can just act and then act like we mad at each other and have some interesting other things. But other than that, it's all about I keep that balance. You know what I'm saying? And I gotta say, my lady has kept her balance. Like we don't have to get into those things because there's a understanding of we know how to get our conversation across and intellectually. But then again, with certain couples and certain things, they do have these issues. There are conversations that lead to that. So if most of your conversations are turning into fights, and as Ford points out, and whenever you do talk, if you end up arguing over something, that's not a great sign either. Expressing your individual thoughts is healthy, but finding yourself fighting over little things really often is not. And it's a trigger to that. You got a lot of women that resort to that. A lot. This is most common with a lot of like women that like to get a reaction out of they dude. Because let me tell you something the guys do, bonehead guys do too. They irk women a lot. A lot of women used to get tired of guys that he act like they're unbothered. What up, I don't care, I'm gone. And she like, damn, she try to pick something just to get a reaction out of him. Trying to get something out of him, but ladies, leave him. You don't need that. You shouldn't have to pick and dig for somebody who's not gonna give you the reaction. Like for one, like I said, you're gonna have to check yourself. You have to evaluate. Do like I did. Evaluate yourself first. Look at what you're doing, and look at what you're not doing.
And I would add what Priscilla was saying in here. It ends in fights because everyone wants to win the argument. You see, a lot of times we got to understand. See, I do understand when people said that, it's about being right, being wrong. You want to be right. And that's what I'm saying. You trying to win. That means you're not listening. We're going to have different of opinions. You're going to see certain things certain way. Like with me, my brother knows me, other people that know me outside, my woman may be that woman, she might not have nothing to say about pastors. She might not have, we get to talk about church and the black church and this and another going back and forth. I have my opinion. She have her opinion. What she got to say about it is valid. We can have a back and forth about it. But what I'm trying to do is beat her out, trying to show her that she's wrong. I'm better than her. I'm more intelligent than her. That is a sign you got to pay attention to. When somebody always is trying to make an argument out of a discussion, because all we doing is having opinions. And like she said, a lot of times you got to learn how to share things sometimes. Sometimes we can have passionate debates. It could be something we don't realize we done triggered our woman. We done triggered our man. In other words, there's something that they, on the inside, we haven't went real deep yet. Not saying we ain't deep in our relationship, but this is something she hasn't shared, something he hasn't shared. And a lot of times you can touch a button or you can pull the trigger, and that makes that, it's something within them. So like Princess was saying, you have to learn how to, hey, put that on the shelf. Hey, let's move on from this because, hey, look, it's a passionate debate. You know what I'm saying? We don't need to go here. Voices are being raised. We cutting each other off. We're not listening. Hey, let's shelve this for a moment and come back to this at a later date. And we ain't got to come back tomorrow. We ain't got to come back next week. We can come back next month. But let's just leave this alone because we don't need to go there. And now another thing from a game point of view is this. When you got somebody that's always trying to start something with you, that is, look, they are trying to get you pissed off. They're trying to get you mad so they don't have to deal with you for 2-3 days because they want to go over here. Be careful when somebody always want to start an argument, always want to have a disagreement, always having a problem with something that you are saying. Because when that happens, what they're trying to do is get you in your feelings, have you to shut down. Hey, look, like Principal said, hey, look, let's share this for a moment. I'm gone. I'm in my feelings, whatever the case may be. And you mad and pissed off at this, that, and another. You go away for a minute. Okay, she mad at me. He mad at me for 2-3 days. For 2-3 days, I'm over here. When you see somebody that's always trying to start something with you, that's a sign that you need to leave that relationship. Because again, that is a problem. That is an issue. But like we were saying, when it's like that, man, look, when somebody, everything you can't have a conversation without it becoming an argument. We can't talk. We can't have a conversation. I can't give you my opinion on the weather, and you turn the weather into an argument. Or I don't have any intelligence. I'm dumb. I'm stupid. This stuff. It's time for me to kind of get out of your presence. Anything else on that, Sean, man? What's up? I'm gonna go on to the next one here. I don't know if my brother's still there. Is you still there, bro?
Of course I'm still here, brother.
Okay. Let me go on to number 5. Number 5, your heart is no longer flutters at the thought of your partner. Now, for me, in other words, look, a lot of times, man, we want to be romantic. You know what I'm saying? We a lot of times now, this one that I had when I was going over before we did the show tonight, this is one that kind of stuck out to me. Now, in other words, I should light up when I see my woman, but you know, we got to get away from a lot of times butterflies in my stomach, and you know, look, sometimes in a healthy relationship, sometimes you and your man is not going to be seeing eye to eye. Sometimes your man gonna piss you off. That don't mean you leaving. Sometimes your woman can piss you off. That don't mean you leaving. But when they say it's no longer fluttering, in other words, when you don't feel something, or we were talking about when you take your emotional cheating, once that is no longer there, of course your heart ain't fluttering. Of course you not smiling when you see him. Of course when you get that text, you don't blush. You hear that voice over the phone. You don't smile or whatever. That's not a happy feeling. Or you see that car pull up in the driveway or whatever the case may be, you know, or pull up into the apartment and you hear that specific knock. That's my baby knock. Not you know, how I knock on the door. That's my baby knock on the door, and it's a smile. A lot of times when it's like that, you got to ask yourself, have y'all lost the relationship? Because a lot of times, man, we can get so caught up in what we're doing in our lives, we forget we in a relationship, male and female. Brother, what you got to say?
What I gotta say is, why do kids dance? You give them some candy or some chocolate or something, they start dancing.
Sugar, man. What you think?
Man, my baby's grand. I gave them a Hershey.
What are you doing?
I gave them a Hershey, right? I gave them a Hershey, and they dancing, cutting spin moves.
Man, that's sugar. I know we got some mothers on the live here. Man,
if you can see, they doing some dancing, boy.
Brother, I'm gonna tell you, it's 10 o'clock, man. Your children ain't go to bed about 12:30, maybe 1. They full of it, man. They high right there.
And you know what? It's my fault because I as I'm talking, some of y'all be like, wow, he's doing all this while he's on the show. I'm literally I got them undressed, got them in their undies and all that stuff, and turn around and so I accidentally did this. I just grabbed chocolate. I said, because I forgot what time it was, and I handed chocolate bars, and they doing a little skate dance and figurine dance.
Right. Hey, we got a question here from my high school classmate, Rosalind Jackson. She said, what about when you go for a hug and they don't hug you back?
Oh, wow.
Okay, see what you got to say. I'm gonna read it again. What about when you go in for a hug and they don't hug you back?
That's you need to get the hell away. It's literally it's telling you. Mm-hmm. That is telling you everything you need to know. Now, let me get the perspective. Is it that you do something bad? You did something wrong? Because usually, maybe you got caught doing what you shouldn't have been doing, and you don't know that they know. Right now, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So now,
baby, go on, sit down over there.
If they're not, if they're not gonna communicate with you, there's either it could be something that you did wrong, or a lot of times you got individuals. I won't say just say men, but women and men that do things where they like to play mind games. But they play the mind games. They do this tactic to just pour out more from you. They want to act like there's something wrong with you because for one, they're fishing. Well, especially have y'all if y'all ever dated a jealous person? Ooh-wee. A real jealous person.
Number 6, but go ahead.
Yeah, if y'all dealt with a jealous person, then you know how they fish and then they try to pull you out, you know, and that. But my thing is, a lot of times when you get individuals that do stuff like that without letting you know. Now, Rosalind, if they did, if this individual, now I don't know if this is something you went through, but if this individual did that, they should have told you. They should let you know up front, like, hey, I'm not happy with what you did. Or they should let you know. But then again, you know, if these are not some of the things that I conclude to, I would say, oh, that's an easy notice to say, hey, look, Rosalind, get the hell on, leave, baby, because ain't nothing good for to come from that. Like homegirl princess just said, oh, they ain't getting no hug then, you know, good. Keep it moving, Rosalind.
I would add on to this also, Rod, like you said, sometimes people, like I said before, be careful of this also. I'm gonna see how much hell I can take you through, how much fire I can set. You know, I can set you on fire. I want to see how much I can disrespect you, how far I can go. You come, like I said, you didn't clarify, so you may clarify. You might type it in here and give a little bit more clarification. But if you saying, you know, you trying to hug the, I'll get your ass off me. That's disrespect. You know, he trying to see how far he can go, how much you can disrespect you and this, that, and that. You trying to get a kiss on the forehead, you whatever the case may be, get off of me and this, that. They trying to see how far I can take your ass, how far I can disrespect you. A lot of times, like I said, me and my boy, we're gonna give you game. A lot of times, some of these situations that a person is doing, that's game. What you said, Robert? What you just responded? What you said, babe? Okay,
no, she was just joking.
Just say an ordinary day. Well, sometimes in an ordinary day, baby, I may not feel like a hug. I may have had a bad day, baby. Give me a moment just to breathe. I'm not saying that you ain't gonna help me breathe, but baby, it's one of these days. I'm in my feelings. You know, I got some shit on my mind. There's some things going on. Give me a moment. I know you see me, like I said, I'm your baby. You see me, but baby, right now I'm in my feelings. I'm mad. I'm pissed off about something, or something's going on. Give me a moment to depress, and then how that hug, you won't feel so bad about the hug. When I'm able to breathe and get this out of my mind, I'm gonna turn, baby, Roz, baby, look, I'm able to communicate. I'm able to break down. I'm able to be that man. I'm able to open myself up and let you know what's going on today. It did that I didn't want a hug from you. It's just, you know, sometimes when we in that feeling, a lot of times we don't, it is what it is. And the same with a woman, I tell brothers the same way. Just because you walk up behind and she say, hey, look, get up off my back and this, that, and that. Oh, what's up, man? Nigga can't touch you on your ass. What really going on? What's up? No. She might be in a mood. She might be going through something right now. Something's on her mind. Something's body. Ain't got nothing to do with you. So if you just bag her, hey, you know, don't take it personal. Hey, baby, don't want to talk right now. You know, I might call or whatever the case may be. She don't want to talk right now. Well, baby, I'm in the neighborhood. I'm finna come back. No, I don't really. Hey, it is what it is. Sometimes I'm old school. Give a motherfucker enough rope to hang themselves with, but don't get to the place where you don't let me hug. I'm finna stop messing with you. Like I said, it's two ways to look at it. Like you said, just an ordinary day. Sometimes an ordinary day, I'm just in my feelings, baby. Right now, I just don't feel like being hugged on. Let me sit down. Let me go through this. It could be, it got nothing to do with you. You know what I'm saying? It you know, something didn't fall that I thought was going to fall through. It could be several things. Go ahead, brother.
Number 5, your heart no longer flutters at the thought of your partner.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put it like this here. If you with that person, you like that person, you're gonna have some type of feelings.
Yeah.
Point blank, period. Unless you just got with somebody just for all the wrong reasons, yeah, you ain't gonna have that. But odds are you're gonna have those feelings. So I can chop that up either way, but I'll write it off as if your heart no longer flutters for a person, you'll have no type of feelings. Mm-hmm. Then some horrible shit didn't happen between y'all. Just being 100, it's usually some horrible things that happen. And no, that's not good. Yeah, it's time to let it go, because if you don't, because that expression flutters, if you don't feel anything anymore for that person, yeah, the connection is dead. That usually happens when something foul didn't happen. Something between you and the individual is just they went beyond. They say eons a bit heights. It went to the end of the world with that one. You just dragged that relationship to the mud, and I'm gonna be honest with you, repairing that one is kind of damn near impossible. So it's best, yes, you leave it. So that's I think that's a more far extensive one. Number 5, yeah, but 6.
Let me look at some of these comments.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
He said, Rosa said, all the time though, and I'm gonna get back to that. Princess came behind her and said this. That's why it's important for people in relationships to still have some alone time. When I was dating, my tub was my downtime. When I got off work, I needed at least 1 hour or 2 in a tub full of hot water for myself. People need to find ways to decompress. And she's right. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes it may not be what's going on. Just let that person have the time, because it's hard work. Like she said, I'm tired. Let me get this off of my mind.
Let me piggyback off of that for a second, Robert. Yeah. Princess, I like that you brought up the conversation of time, and overwhelmingly the majority of this conversation is focusing around time and the things that you have time for. That's what we begin the process of talking about in the beginning of time. People, men and ladies that are listening, that are tuned in, you pre-recorded or you're live, put in time. Because if you don't put in time for that individual, you can face the ultimate threat of somebody else putting in time for you. But at the same particular time, you want to practice good relationship ethics. You want to practice that, because whether you're going to be with that person until tomorrow or whenever, however long this current relationship that you're in or you're gathered in, however long that lasts, what you need to do is practice for the next, because you don't want to be doomed to repeat or get accustomed to doing the same things you've been doing before. It's something that you don't want to do. I had to learn that lesson the hard way. Appreciate the people that are truly there for you, especially like I said before earlier, me and Robert talked about, beware of family and friends that are foes alike when it comes to putting in time with your lover. If your lover is on point now, and I drew the line, Robert, between the needy person. You get them ones who are just too needy. They want all your time. About me. They like, I've had one of those women, and oh my gosh, it was more than what I could like. What she wanted, I definitely could not provide. This particular, there was more mental and more different things were going on. So I understand, y'all, that when you're dealing with somebody who's just a guy who's just too possessive and too needy, that's a different story. But time is when you make sure you don't go. You wouldn't dare go 2 or 3 days without being around or actually putting in time with that person, because things do happen. Life does still go on, especially if you got an attractive person. Attractive person that got some stuff going for themselves. Ladies, be very careful. And fellas,
now, I tell you something, I'm not going to interrupt. I like what you said. Like I always tell people, we can't play the dick and pussy game. In other words, I don't look. I got an attractive woman. I can't be sitting up here. Oh, baby, you don't get that. Ain't nobody. No. Ladies, and you know if you got a fine man, you know some women when y'all go on the town, you done caught a couple of eyes, you done caught a couple of things. Folks looking at it, baby. Don't play yourself now. Don't get it twisted. You know, it's a part. It's the truth. It may not. You know, people out there want your man. Some people, brothers. I'm
gonna say this, and I was gonna make a post.
What she said, I want to add back to go back to her. Go ahead.
Okay, I was gonna make a post about this the other day, but my baby mother said something to me. You know, it made me feel good. You know, because it's good to have a baby mama that you're on good terms with, because she goes through stuff just as well as I go through stuff. But and I don't say baby mama out of negativity, because some people like, you call the baby mama. I'm like, well, my child's mother, you know. But she said something to me, man, that it made me feel some kind of way. I will admit. But when she told me, because I was gonna make up a whole post about it, but I'm still gonna make a post about it, talk about it. But she told me that she was talking about something that was going on, and we was talking about our children and this and that things that, because I was letting her know, you know, this because it was my daughter's birthday party, and she told me, she said T-Sean, you're a good man, and it was an issue with her, another situation she had going on, and she just sat down, she looked me dead in my eyes, she said, you know how to treat a woman. You know, and I had to grab myself, you know what I'm saying? Because I've heard good things about myself from different women before, you know, and I pride myself off being that and being the ideal man for my woman, or woman in general, you know, because when I'm single, you know, I still carry those characters. That model was still there. So, but when she told me that, this is, you know, upon me getting ready to leave, and she looked me in my eye and said, she's like, I'm gonna tell you something, boy. You know how to treat a woman. And I was just letting her know, y'all, I'm there for you. I need something, man. And because I was picking up my kids, you know, from the party, and I'm just, you know, the reason why it pulled my heart, I'm gonna tell you why it pulled my heart, because I got a beautiful woman. But it pulled my heart because, but notice I kept it in perspective. You know, I ain't let it get to the point where some guys be like, I'm gonna give me some pussy now. You know, and this is something I want for my fellas that's listening. Understand, you can still, them feelings can come. Like I don't have feelings for my baby mama like that, but I ain't gonna lie. When she said that and installed that, I felt like, hey, you know, hey girl, watch out, you know. But as long as I got something good to look forward to, that kept me on course. Now, we talk about time. Just imagine if my woman ain't putting in time, I'm going to tell you. I ain't gonna lie, because it was where I'm wearing thin. I was like, yo, like, you know, because that touched my heart to hear something good about myself, you know, because you work hard for it. But then when somebody else has to give that to you, and I hope everybody following where I'm going. Another woman came in and gave me something. She gave me something that made me feel good. She told me how great I was. She told me how good of a man I was. And the feeling that I got from that.
I want to go on. I want to go on what Rosalind was asking. She said, I think she's going back to when she said she never gets a hug. It's all the time, though. And she made a comment, the mind controls the heart. Let me say this, baby. One of the things I always tell people, when you say if this man, people got issues and problems, and he may not be an affectionate dude, but like we both, and my brother, me and Sean both are saying, if I know I got something good, I'm gonna touch it. I'm going to, even if I'm not an affectionate dude, I'm gonna take some. I'm gonna feel. I'm gonna hug it. I may not hug it all the time. My woman might be a hugger. She might be a hand holder. I might not be one. I might
Well,
not.
well, 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 brother Robert, she's talking about that's a if we go on that, that's a different case. Those type of individuals, because there are the touch me not mentality people, and
But
that's something that's deeper. That's a little deep. That's something that
it may be something deeper with the brother that you can have a conversation with. But sometimes, like I tell people all the time, 30, 40, 50 years old, sometimes you are an affectionate person. Now, sometimes you got to look at the totality of your relationship. Now, if we just talking about hugging and a kiss here and a holding hand, I'm going to ask you, well, how does he treat you beyond this? Now, a lot of times the reality is, look, like I told you, some people is running game. Sometimes people are telling you to your face, I don't fuck with you. Now, people that know me, I just come out with it because a lot of times I'm just going off. Or if it's all the time, if you trying to hug your man and it's all the time you putting your hand and he don't want no touch, okay, now it's time to have a conversation. Did you did you receive affection? Did your mama hug you? Did Big Mama hug you? Did Auntie give you a hug? What is this about affection? Let's talk about this issue because again, physical touch may be your love language.
Well, sometimes that person it may require some extensive help, such as therapy on that one, because a lot of individuals like that I run across, sometimes it is that's very, very it's some shit that it can be, because if you're the person in that relationship, you're trying to help that individual, it can be very, very taxing and tiring on you. It can wear you out because you're
to the next one.
You're right. It will wear thin on you. And like that's something. Speaking about, like I was making a segue, speaking about my baby mother, is that's I think the reason why because we never were a couple, so we was friends only. We never were a couple, and I think that if I never had that type of conversation with her, but her acknowledging that I'm a better man, I'm this and I'm that, her bragging about me and giving me my props, that's why I say it made me feel like way getting it from her. So that's what I'm saying. When you're not getting it somewhere else, and somebody else give it to you, that's something that could take it there. It can contribute to this. So always from the time, and also with the what Rosalind was saying, I take it to a lot of credibility of that. But we going into the next one, the next topic as well, which is
the next one is, let me see, and she also was talking about. I get back to it, Ross. Who said the mind controls the heart. I get back to that. The next one is I got to print them up, but I want to make sure I'm reading right. Number 6, your partner is all receiving and not giving. In other words, put it like this here: you giving all like Rosa, you giving all the affection, you giving all the communication, you giving all you giving all. Your partner ain't giving nothing back. Now, like you said, it may be counseling, therapy. There may be triggers. There may be traumas. There may be things in this person's life that needs to be addressed. You see what I'm saying? But when it's to the point you giving all the love, you giving all the affection, you giving all the communication, and you ain't getting nothing back, it is time. And most people that follow me, there's only a few times when I say, hey, it's time to exit a relationship. Because I'm always going to talk about counseling. I'm always going to talk about therapy. If it's a married couple, I'm always going to talk about marriage counseling before let's do everything that we can. But if your partner is already receiving and ain't never giving, understand sometimes people, when they do that, they are telling you ain't it. So it's time to take yourself out of the equation because you can't love them. You can't talk to them. You can't force them. You can't sex them into giving you something back. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes you might need to say, okay, you go ahead, go your way. And like I said, with my group, 30, 40, and 50 years old, sometimes, man, we don't have time to play. We especially when we 40s and 50s, we don't have time to play. We don't look, you got an issue with something, or you have a problem with affection. You even have a problem with telling me, hey, look, you care something about me. We ain't got, if you want to say the word love, whatever the case may be, you have a problem with it. You got a problem, I got to let you go because I'm wasting my time over here. In other words, I'm pouring all into you. I'm filling your cup up, but I'm bone dry over here. Ain't nobody pouring into me. I'm thirsty as hell. But you ain't never thirsty. You ain't never thirsty. Because I'm over there pouring, I'm giving you love, I'm giving you affection, I'm doing all kinds of stuff. Well, hold up, let me see. What you said, Rosalind? Oh, thank you, baby. Say I'm hitting it on the head. That's what I'm saying. And you giving love and you giving affection and this, that, another. You doing all these things, but your cup is dry. It is time to take your picture and go away. Because what's going to end up happening is this. You will be pouring into somebody that's not going to pour back into you. When that person comes into your life that wants to pour into you, and it's like we say, it happens. I'm here. I'm ready to deal with Rosalind. You ain't got nothing in your picture because you done wasted it all over here. Sometimes we have to learn, I'm wasting my time over here with this woman. I'm wasting my time over here with this man because I'm giving, and I'm not receiving that. And I done told this, I done tried to do it in a nice way. I done kind of raised my voice. Hell, I even had tears in my face. I'm talking about as a woman. You done had tears in your face and this, that, another. Obviously, when it gets to that point, they see that they hurt you. It's time to remove yourself out that equation because you can't love them, you can't force them, you can't sex them into caring something about you. Sometimes people are showing you what they feel about you. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Tayshawn. Go ahead, brother.
Receiving and not giving. With this one, you want to be very conscious of what you're doing. You want to be very conscious of the things that you're doing, especially when it comes to if you feel like, especially if the other lover is doing more of the giving.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be very conscious of that. Look at how much you're putting into it, because even if you're not that interested, say for instance, if we go back to one of the other points up above, that it was before 6, be exactly, even if it's at 5, good practice. Practice sometimes make perfect. You want to practice being able to tend to that person, giving, showing that you're giving some effort into that individual. Because
I address that, Rosalind. Go ahead, brother.
Because even after you lose that person, or if that person no longer is around, you want to keep those good strides. You want to keep that going. That's something that a lot of us today we don't practice that. That's why I said earlier, key in, and sometimes you have to just take yourself out the equation. Just evaluate yourself for a second. Look at what you're doing and look at what you're not. Because it's all laughs and jokes and giggles until you realize you lost somebody good. And that's something, especially for everybody. When you lost something, when you lose something good, it always hits you later on. And some people ain't heavy enough, ain't strong enough to endure those hits. Because when life acknowledges that you lost something good, the depression that can come over you now, especially in this day and age, it ain't funny, people. I'm gonna let you know right now. You think you're supposed to commit suicide over? You think that it's just over there? It can happen to you when you lose something great or good that was good to you. Then you realize what you got coming after that. All the drugs in the world can't hide you from that. All the liquor, all the snow, can't nothing numb that feeling for long. Because when you have to face reality, it sucks, and it gets that deep. Because a lot of people right now, if you look at obituaries, you see it: suicide, overdose, this, that, and some of us, we already done lost so many friends because of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So we talking about relationships like this. This is very important because this is something that deals with the emotion, the body. It affects your emotions at an all-time point to where it can make you do something good and it can make you do something horrible. So that's why when we're talking about giving and receiving, or receiving and not giving, practice good, people. I'm practice giving and learn also how to receive. Some of y'all, I'm gonna be 100. Some of y'all don't even know how to receive. Because you get a lot of women, you could be up to. There's a lot of women I've encountered that didn't even know how to accept a man open the door or taking them out. I mean, Robert, have you realized that there's a lot of women that don't even know how to be treated good? Like
disrespect is normal. If you ain't cussing me out, if I gotta open, like I said, we just keep it like my brother. He just keep it simple. I'm used to having to pull a heavy ass door. I'm used to getting out the car, pumping gas. The stuff we hear on social media. Some people disrespect is normal. So
hold up, Robert. Hold up.
Yeah, go ahead.
You like she said, you're hitting something right on the head with that. I'm gonna tell you why. Because a lot of women, I noticed, because this young woman told me this not too long ago. She said, "Damn, when I was single, woman told me, hey, I noticed you ain't trying to put nothing in my system." At first, I didn't catch it, but she was like, she like, you trying to gonna buy me a drink or do that? I was like, hold on, what? Like, I said, I don't need you like that, but I let her know. I said, look, I understand most cats, yeah, they gonna put a drink in your system. They're gonna put some weed in your system because they need you to get on that level to where they can influence you more. I don't need to do that. I mean, I'm confident enough, and I need to get it where I can get what I want to get out of you just by communicating and we just having fun, dancing, having fun. I don't need to get you fucked up in order to go for it. Now, if you need to get fucked up to be around me, then baby, miss me with the bullshit. I'm gonna holler at you because I don't need no addict.
Yeah, you don't need that kind of problem. Because as she said, so after the split, now he says how much he loves me, baby. That's game.
He missing, and it's what I noticed what you did, Robert.
Not cutting you off, brother.
I know what you did.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. He missing his damn food. You see, when you was over there trying to hug, trying to love, you was over there pouring. See, ain't nobody over there doing it. Ain't nobody over there kissing his ass. So he finna come and tell you baby, I miss you, baby, I love you. Now bring your ass back over here so I can wipe my feet on you. Like I said, people that follow my life, like I said, I don't tell. Sometimes people love to do that. When you're no longer their food, when you're no longer treating them that way, it is what it is. Now, like you said, love controls the mind. Now, a lot of times how some men and some women get second and third chances after being very disrespectful is because you're not listening to this up here. The heart is controlling what you do. But remember, you love him. You care about him. Or it's with a brother. I care about her. I love her. She don't love you. He don't love you. He ain't showing it. So what you doing, you wasting, like my brother was saying, you are wasting practice giving, but you're giving, you pouring into an empty cup, a cup over here that got holes in it, baby. You can pour all day. His either got holes in it or this man is never thirsty. So when you exit a relationship and all of a sudden now you gone, see, you not over here kissing my ass as a man. You're not over here doing all what you used to do for me. And I'm sitting back. Look at my damn fool. Look at her. She doing that. She feed me. She doing all this. She doing that. I'm not saying you, Rob, but I'm just going. You feed me. You're opening up the purse. You're sexing me. You're doing all this, that, and that. Look at my damn fool. Then all of a sudden, when you start waking up, that makes me sit up in this. Wait a minute, hold up. She about to leave. Wait a minute, hold up. Baby, come here. I love you. I love you, baby. Come here. Come on back over here. And that's what that is. So
and that's why I went ahead and went into talking about and expressing the fact of how stuff like that lead into depression. It leads into all of these things that'll drive a person mad and crazy. And because a lot of us we've lost a lot of friends due to stuff like this. And when that void is when that person's gone, it cuts. And some of y'all, you don't feel it now. Of course, some of y'all don't see it now. You gonna wait till it's too late, and you're like, hold up, now hold up. I do feel something, because I run across people You know, like my lady got upset when a female was trying to holler at me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, don't be showing no emotion. Don't be showing no emotions when this chick trying to. Nah, you need to show me emotion regardless, girl. You know, don't do that. Don't do that. But this is something that people often do. You know, that's why I say we got to keep it 100 all the way through. You know, because
let's get to number 7. Because we're running into almost 2 hours here.
Go ahead.
Number 7, your relationship feels dry and boring. I'm gonna read it out. Not every day in your life is going to be straight out of the movies, but it doesn't have to be boring either. From simple cooking together, going on walks on the beaches, and there are 100 little things couples can do to spark joy and excitement, and all it requires is a willingness to make effort to keep things exciting. That's number 7. I'm gonna be real brief with it because I'm gonna try to get to the other ones. For me, look, baby, when he said being boring and make the relationship exciting, sometimes, like I said, sometimes, man, it is what it is. Yeah, going to the movies or whatever. But sometimes when I walk through the house, let me just slap you on your ass, let you know that you desire. It can't just be about, like you said, it can't be the movies. We gonna have sunshine and rainbows, but we don't need to be boring anymore. Now that you got me or I got you, baby, it ain't no more. It ain't no more of me. When you walk past, I look at you like I'm finna eat you up. In other words, you got to keep the spark going in the relationship. If you're dating, if you always go out on dates, you go to concerts. If you got to go to a concert, go listen to some music. Keep the relationship going. Go out and have drinks. Go out and have something to eat. Sometimes you got to get it like that, because what ends up happening a lot of time, I got her, I got him, I ain't got to worry about it. We've been together 18 months. We've been together 3 years. This and I got her. She ain't going away. I got him. He ain't going. And a lot of times you get complacent and you let your relationship get tired. You ain't really trying to do nothing. You ain't trying to go nowhere. You ain't trying to do anything. So a lot of times, yeah, keep the spark going in the relationship. Like I said, yeah, go ahead, brother.
To the males and females out there, you know, everybody is the opposite. Do understand this, sir. Don't let it go unnoticed, because a lot of times we ignore these things. Because I had that habit real bad. I talk a lot about myself as well, because, you know, to give you insight that, yeah, we human. We go. Sometimes we gonna fuck up. Might not fuck up as bad as others, but we gonna fuck up. You know, but it's the fact that I always make it an effort to catch myself quickly, you know, not get too caught up in certain things. But I want to make sure that people understand, don't ignore, like when a person is included, like a prime example, I make sure, I guarantee my woman can attest to that, I make sure I include her on pretty much damn near everything that like I'm always trying to plan something out, do something surprise, to do this, do that. Like I keep that going. You know what I'm saying? And I've always been like that, because I know how it feels to not be. You know, I know how it feels to be put in second place. I'm sorry, third place. I know how it feels when somebody is not tending to you. I know how it feels. So that's why a lot of times I include my woman in pretty much everything. Like at least she know. Her dude, oh no, she ain't gotta have those bitter ass stories like them bitter ass bitches over there. She ain't got had it.
And like I said, you know,
and baby girls, ladies out there, be proud of that. Don't be shy to be around your friends and family, whoever, and feel like you can't share your two good stories. If your story is better than your homegirls, oh well, so be it. Let her find her journey. Other than that, baby, at least you know. No, at least you know you good. You ain't got no knucklehead dude. No, or fellas, you ain't got no ratchet ass ex girl. You ain't got none of that going on. You good. You know you got somebody who's little attending to you and that you can tend to just as well. Be proud of that. Take pride in it. Don't try to equal up to your friend's story, that negative ass stories like we was talking about earlier. Don't try to, because a lot of times society makes it seem like we must do that. We must live our lives like we see a reality show. That shit ain't cute. It's amusement. It really ain't funny, but we use it as amusement. But some of us take it into our lives. We think that, okay, I don't want to be hostile on my family and friends. Fuck that. You found yours. They're going to have to eventually find theirs. Hopefully. Go ahead, Robert.
Number 8, you're not growing in a relationship. That's what we talked about earlier. You have to be able. You may come into a relationship where, you know, you at a certain point in your life. As we get together, like I said, we pour into each other. I give you knowledge, you give me knowledge. We grow from maturity level. You mature as a go. You ain't turning up like you used to. I ain't out there on the town doing the fuck boy shit like I used to. In other words, we sharpening each other. We taking each other's edges off of each other. We're helping each other mature in our relationship. If you are not growing in this relationship, if you still the same person in a relationship, that relationship is not positive for you. If you're not growing, you don't have any new thoughts, you don't gain anything new in this relationship. This relationship is keeping you in the same spot. And like I said, a lot of time, I think Princess was the one that said it. A lot of time, I'm intimidated by you. That's what we mean by. Some people are saying that they are not intimidated by you. They don't want to grow. They met you at this point, but you are steady growing. In other words, they can't go where you going. So if you're in a relationship where there's no growth, there's no maturity, things don't change for you, you don't see a new perspective, you don't see new things, sometimes that relationship may have been a placeholder relationship, and it's time to move on. Go ahead.
I love number 8 because it's all about a model that I teach and I talk about all the time. It's something that I lived up to. If you're not growing in the relationship, man, if you ain't growing in your relationship, that's a problem. It's gonna forever be a problem. You know, that's why I like with my woman, she knows this because I'm like that. Like if I can't benefit you in growth, baby, leave me. I'm not helping you out. And I told her the same thing, vice versa. If you not, I'm gonna leave. Because I'm not helping you, and you're not helping me. Like we got to do this the right way. Because I'm not here to see you fall. I don't like when I look at my lady. I don't care to see her down on her luck. I don't want to see her out here broken, strung out. I don't want to see her in the worst. That ain't where I want. I got big plans, and I see her in a better vision. So if I can help get to that level, that's what I want. I want to be at. Now, if she ain't ready to do that, then okay, she can bounce. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what I want and what I want to contribute to. And I've seen enough friends die. I've seen enough drug addict friends. I've seen enough friends begging me for money. That. I've seen enough of it. It's played out now. I'm ready to get to the better side of things. That's just where I am mentally. I want to grow. I want to expand. I want to continue with the businesses that we got coming. I want to do all of that. Like then even traveling mentally, like just getting better all over. Like that's just completely not family. That's what I'm looking into. You know now.
Yeah, Ross, motivation. I gotta motivate you. Not because said, motivation. That's what it is, baby. I got to. When I come in your life, some things need to change. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, one of the things that the people that follow me know I always talk about, baby. Let me show you about the Shelby County land bank. What's that? I'm teaching you. I'm not saying you finna buy no land, but I'm teaching you something.
Hold on, Robert. Hold up now. You taking them too deep now, man.
But boy, you know what I'm saying? I'm teaching you something. I'm showing you something. In other words, I'm taking you to the next level. Sometimes we got to keep it real. Sometimes motivation, baby, your credit might not be the best. Mine might not be number 680, 690. Mine, whatever is good, whatever. It might be that, but yours might be a 520. Yours some around there. Okay, baby, let me move you. Not saying I'm gonna pay the bills, but hey, baby, go pick that book up and let's write this letter out.
As we move forward to number 9, you are not on your partner's priority list, and this is
back up to number 1.
Yeah, it's something that as I was gonna say, we touched on. It's unrealistic to be your partner's top priority always.
Right.
Understand that, people. Is being always top priority is not, and that's why I was saying earlier is that hey, be realistic, y'all. Like some of y'all can be too meaty, some of y'all can be. It's like me. My woman can't always be with me and for me, all the time. I know the difference between, okay, I know when I'm being pushed to the side or being treated not right. I know when she's spending time with two others and so on. So I get that. I know when something's right and something's wrong.
Mhm.
So, but I'm not an individual that's gonna be like me, I need you, like, or just super jealous and I gotta be like that's just too much. It's just too much, and that it's impossible for a good relationship to be done like that. But you should, as it says, but you should definitely be on their list. And
Right.
so I'm putting it back. So
if you got 10 things, we all got things we going. Baby, you need to be in the top 10. If I got 5 priorities, you need to be in the top 5. You understand what I'm saying?
Facts,
you may not be number 1. You may not be number 1. Hell, you might be number 5. But
put it like this.
You see what I'm saying? You there. You know what I'm saying?
Put it like this. My lady had an issue not too long ago. She needed me. I made it as fast as I could. Because I remember I told her, I said, baby, I'm tied up, but if you still need me, I'm coming. You ain't gotta even question the word. As long as I got breath in my body, I'm coming. I got you. I'll be there. I knew that she needed me, but I couldn't get to it just at that moment and do what she needed me to do right then and there. So, but I still made it my priority. She was, as you say, she was within the top 5. Right. And that's a prime example for you fellas. Understand it. I get it. You got other shit you want to do. Your homies talking this. Your baby mama talking that. And this. Or this is other female that she waved that ass, and you like, man, I'm going. My grip kind of weight. I'm going fuck that. No, fellas, put your lady in that top 5. If she ain't gonna be. If she can't be the top number 1 priority, because my top number 1 priority is gonna be the safety and well-being of my kids. Our children is first. Now, secondly, and that's exactly how I associated with my lady, which I told her. I said, look, baby, I'm doing this with the kids. And eventually, still regardless, I handled my bit. I was there for her. That's something that everybody got to keep that same energy around.
Right.
But whenever you find yourself, and I'm gonna fall back and go ahead and get to number 10. But whenever you find yourself not really putting out that same energy, please, it's never too late. Well, I'll take that back now. It can't be, but it's sometimes it can try to get it to where it's not too late to correct your errors. Do not be ashamed to correct your errors with that individual. Make them your priority. Yes, pick it up. Especially if shit coming from them hurts. If they telling you, hey, look, hey, I'm not getting this. What's going on? What's going on? Like keep me in the loop. Ladies, take pride. Fellas, take pride in your relationships. As we move forward, number 10, Robert.
Number 10, the last one is, hold up. I knocked it out. The last one is, and I pretty much know, but I want to make sure I'm reading it right. The last one, number 10, it goes into number 10 is this. If you don't feel loved or wanted, as a man, every man wants to be wanted, baby. That's how we built. If I don't feel like you need you, it's not that you need me, but if I'm not wanted, if my advice is not wanted, if my leadership is not wanted, if my guide is not wanted, a man finna disappear. Same way with a woman. If a woman feel like she's not wanted, just like what Ross was talking about, what Princess was talking about, hey, look, if everybody wants to feel that way. And if I'm not a priority, if you don't want my time, we all want to be in a relationship where we feel like somebody desires us and want us around. They might not need us around. You know what I'm saying? They might not, but they want us here. And you have to make your man or your woman feel like that they wanted to be around. Again, like I would say again, in all 10 of these, we have to be honest about what we want. We cannot get into those conversations. I love them, so they should. Baby, brother, one of the things that you got to understand, no matter how much you love an individual, this, that, another, if you ain't getting that back, you don't feel right. It's just like when Rosa was talking about the hugs. She don't feel right without no hug now. She just don't. We got to keep it real. She never felt desire. She never felt the way. Same with a man. Look, every now and then, I want to feel like I'm wanted here. You know what I'm saying? Show me that I'm desired. Show me that you need me here. Go ahead, brother, because I'm going to go ahead and end it. Go ahead.
I literally to be 100 with you. I have nothing that I can disagree with you on that one.
Yeah.
To be 100. You don't feel loved or wanted. Love and warmth. The relationship is that's some you usually that's the feelings that you catch in the beginning as you should. Like I was talking about earlier. When you get to that point where you don't feel loved or wanted, rebuilding it, I said it earlier, hard to come back on that one.
Yeah.
I would just say, it's time to chuck them deuces on that one. Just.
That's what brother said. We can't be afraid to say I got to go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't like I don't like pain. And as long as I stay with you, man, as long as I stay with you, woman, I'm in pain. I don't like that. So I got to learn how to remove myself from this equation.
And the passage talks about that, how it takes a toll on your health, and that if y'all listen to the quotes in the comments, right at this point where they get to number 10, it's talking about stuff that I furtherly talked about earlier about how it did. This is my first time reading number 10 to be exact. That's why I say a lot of stuff. That's why I brought this up. A lot of stuff that this post talks about and it covers. These are conversations that we've had. We've talked about the importance. And now I see it says fights and material problems take a worse toll on your health than you think. Remember that you deserve to be happy, mental. Like this is literally stuff that most of the stuff I was just touching on just a few minutes ago. And I say bravo to the creator of the post. I think she did a great. I think she did a great job and very detailed. I think that Alex, Mrs. Miles, I think she really listened to life, or maybe she watched everybody, but
she went through it. Sometimes, man, the best author, the best writer on subject, sometimes is stuff I've been through. And like he was saying just then, we have to get to the place where we have to be okay. I want to keep saying this to people. We have to learn to remove ourselves from situations that we're not happy in. A lot of times when you say hell, there's a reason why when I'm walking with my woman, my chest is up. I'm strutting. I'm like that male lion with that mane. I'm strutting because this woman next to me makes me feel desired, make me feel wanted. There's a reason why some women, when you see them walking with their man, they're like the walking horse. They prancing. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But when you're being mistreated, when you are not feeling desired, you sliding your feet across the rug. You do walking slumped down, man. Look, man, I'm tired of that gal. I'm this, I'm that, man. Whatever, man. I'm sitting in the car. I ain't trying to go home. I'm stopping off over here to mama house or my sister house, my cousin house, anybody house before I head toward that way. I'm sitting in the driveway. That's where it comes from. Because sometimes, man, I ain't rushing to get in the house because I already know what's in there. I know ain't no desire in there. And it's the person that's in there don't want me. Go ahead, brother.
To all of our kings and our queens, look, one of the prime things that we're talking about today within relationships is how to make them better and how to survive and keep them going, keep the relationship thriving. Mm-hmm. Because it's not going to be all, sugar and nice and everything, of course, because me, I invite, the good things, the things that come from life, the obstacles. I invite that because there's excitement in it too. There's growth, there's learning, there's maturity. But when you don't got to go through bullshit, please, people, don't go through bullshit. Don't deliberately going to go through bullshit. Like something that Robert touched on is, how the writer of this particular post that they may have went through this. A lot of times, I'm just something I always talk about out there. A lot of knowledge that I dropped, a lot of lessons that I live by. I didn't necessarily go through them. I didn't have to get treated like shit to know that, you know what, I don't want to get treated like shit. What I watched other individuals. I'm a very good observer. That's one. I think I pride myself off that enough to where I know that I'm a good observer and I pay attention. I watched bad things and horrible things that my father did. I watched the good things that my father did because I get my romantic side from my father. My father's a big time romantic, but he had some issues with his temper that I saw that I worked on as a grown adolescent. I worked on them. I made sure that I wasn't gonna be that, but I knew what I saw him in his romantic side. I was like, yo, I really want to do that because women love it. My mother instilled in me how to respect a woman and so forth like that. That's why a lot of times I'm very when it comes to conversation, I'm very good at listening and understanding my woman first. That I take pride in a lot of this. So understand, people. Take care of your relationships. Value overall in what we're talking about. Value your relationships, the good ones. Because you don't want it to get bad, and don't feel like everything is expendable. Especially for my younger folks, you feel like these relationships are expendable. Okay, keep playing with life. Life gonna play with you. You might not live through it, not threatening you, just saying that life does this shit to you. You might not live through it. Playing these games, getting into these relationships, dating this person, fucking this person, have sex with it, getting involved in a lot of shit. There's a lot of fucking diseases out here. There's a lot of fucking crazy people out here. A lot of folks they don't present themselves as crazy because they ain't that crazy yet. But you can fuck somebody and fuck their whole mind up. And now this motherfucker ready to come shoot you in your head. Sorry to be vocal, but I gotta be real with and blunt with a lot of you. Is that some of the stuff y'all lead, especially you fellas, a lot of y'all fellas, y'all go around cheating on these women, and next thing you know, this girl come behind you and shoot her in the head, just like the young woman just did at the gas station situation.
That's
like
it.
That woman didn't know that they was gonna pull up and shit. Like it's so much stuff that y'all don't pay attention to. And it's leading to a lot of us getting killed, getting laid out, but you playing it like it ain't like nothing going on. And you getting involved in situations that can fuck you up.
Like you said about that little girl, that's what happened at the gas station. Baby, y'all got to understand, man, some people, sometimes, me as a former correctional officer, things that I do now, my background and this, that, another, police, being, all that. I ain't got to go through all that. Most people on my page. But like I tell people all the time, it takes one word. You don't know. Somebody's teetering right now. Sometimes they got one more incident. They got one more disappointment. They got one more hurt feeling. They over the edge. They finna cut up. They finna act a fool.
I'm gonna tell you right now, my girl she been through a lot, and I wouldn't dare play around because I don't care how tough my background is, man. I'm not finna tempt my girl to get crazy, or get mad and upset. I try to make sure everything peaceful for her, man. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we should do as lovers and relationship partners. Make this ride because we ain't on earth for very long. We don't live very long.
That's why I said 30, 40, 50 years old, y'all. Some of us leaving here early. I'm helping my brother out. Some of us leaving here early, y'all. We don't have time to be bullshitting and playing. We really don't. We don't have a lot of time to be wasting over here. Sometimes, like I said, disrespect at some point in time in your life, male or female, disrespect has to stop being normal. You got to stop dealing with it. You got to come out your atmosphere that you in. That is no longer normal. Those type of men are not normal for me. It shouldn't be normal for me. Those type of women should not be normal for me because ever since I have dealt with this situation, I'm always getting disappointed. I'm always getting mistreated. I'm not receiving anything. So sometimes, man, we got to be willing to say, hey, look, I ain't finna fuck with this no more. I'm 30, I'm 40, I'm 50 years. I can't mess with these dudes like this. I can't mess with these guys like this. And like my brother was saying, some people have been through a lot of things, and a lot of times somebody can trust you. They pull themselves into you. They start trusting you. You let them down. You play them. That's what sends them over the edge. It happens all the time. So a lot of times, start being honest and real about what it is. But just like these 10 things we look, don't be afraid to leave a relationship, because if you have not got a return on your investment. You don't hold on to stock that ain't doing nothing. You ain't hold if the stock ain't doing nothing, you sell it off, you get rid of it, and buy stock that's going to be beneficial to you. You don't keep trying to make this stock work, because it don't work. And if it ain't working for you, exit the relationship. Hey, brother, go ahead and put your Cash App in there. Let these folks know what you got coming up here pretty soon, and this and that, so we can go ahead and end it.
Oh man, my Cash App is too long. if you want to, just find T-Sean Jason. That's But other than that, I'm good. Thank y'all. I appreciate you, Robert Lee, for inviting me on, man, and hanging in there with me. Because at first there's a lot of rocky stuff that happened, so I wasn't able to do it from the platform that we was originally gonna do it from. But I enjoy myself. Dude, hey, you on one. Thank y'all for tuning in and listening to both of us, man, and taking in some of this knowledge, whether it hurts or it feels good, because sometimes conversations like this are very uncomfortable, and that's why usually me and Robert we always do uncomfortable conversations. This is really what this is, a session from the uncomfortable conversation. So it's uncomfortable at times, and some conversations like this are relievable. A lot of y'all like it. I love it. Like it's the places we're going where others won't really go. And a lot of times we avoid these conversations. But thank you, Robert Lee, for having me on, man. T-Sean the one. Some of y'all can find me on Facebook. T-Sean Jason. Robert Lee already tagged me. Thank y'all. Thank you, Robert Lee.
All right, brother. Like, I appreciate everybody tuning in to Robert Lee TV. Like my brother said, this is extremely important. And one of the reasons why, just like he was saying, and one of the reasons why I do Lunchtime Live, I'm trying to do this here, because the truth is, man, I'm trying to prevent certain things. Like my brother said, I done had my heart broke. I done mistreated. I was that, like I told y'all, folks that follow me, I was that fuck boy back in the day. So what I'm telling you is my personal experience. So what I'm telling you, and it ain't changed. It ain't changed. Only reason why the fuck boys you see today is the same fuck boys you saw back in the 90s and the first of 2000s. It ain't no different. We doing the same thing. So a lot of times, if I can give you that advice, men, I'm telling you the same thing. Women there are some women out there, man, they trying to mistreat you. They trying to put you in trick bags. They trying to do all this. Pay attention to what somebody tell you. It ain't no such thing. It's a new day. No, baby. It's the same thing that always been going on. So learn how to pay attention. And like I said, sometimes the truth hurts. It's not truth. If you like to love and lie, that's why you're going through what you're going through. Truth hurts, y'all. And sometimes when you feel that pain, it'll wake you up a lot of times. It'll motivate you to move. If not, stay on over there. Keep getting mistreated. Keep wondering why. Sometimes those conversations that you have, a lot of times when you get to, you have these conversations, why is this happening to me? You ain't changed. You accepting BS. You being stepped on. You being disrespected. But why? It ain't about why is he doing, why is she doing it? They don't want you. Sometimes you got to say that. You might want them, but they don't want you. Learn how to exit when you're not wanted. And I appreciate everybody tuning in to Robert Lee TV. I appreciate it. I'll holler at you.